Hello, and welcome back to another episode of We Be Talking.
We be talking, what's the word? Everything you never heard. We be talking, talking.
Okay, let's get into these amazing hosts of ours. Okay, we have Miss Sheikah right here. And then we got Tamara.
Hey, y'all.
Hey.
Let's not forget Miss Kim. Won't he do it? And I am your host, Ave. Okay, before we get into this topic, please make sure that you like, share, and subscribe, and leave us a comment. You know that section underneath the video? We want to hear what you got to say. Okay? All right, so let's get into this topic because it is good. We are talking about friends with benefits. Ladies, what do you think?
What kind with benefits? What kind of benefits?
Well, we already want them to have the healthcare benefits. But this benefit,
healthcare,
it's the good kind.
It depends on what we talking about, though. For real, like it could be benefits of all sorts. I mean, there's all kind of friendships with benefits.
That's what I'm saying.
Right?
Are we talking about benefits? Are we talking about sex? We talking about money? Are we talking about,
I honestly have a lot of male friends. I do because, well, in the military, you develop friendships with a whole bunch of people, right? So my job is predominantly male. It's predominantly men. So I have friendships where we go eat lunch and blah, blah, blah. But I make it a point for them to know that I'm married. I have a husband and, whatever. And I don't allow no boundaries to be crossed. Yeah, I believe in effective friends with benefits on that standpoint where I work with you. I have a mate. I know you have a mate or don't have a mate. And it's no lines crossed whatsoever. And I can call you if I need you. Hey, can you come put this up for me or whatever? Or my husband is this, or can you help him with this? Or can you help me move? I have those friends, and the benefits are I can call my friend to help me move, to help me cook on the grill, to help me do, those things. I have that. But I don't believe that friends with benefit can be friends with benefit with sex. You get what I'm saying? Like if sex is involved, I don't think it'll last long because somebody gonna catch some feelings somewhere at some point in time. You know what I mean? It may not be the first time, may not be the second time, but that third time. You get what I'm saying? There's somebody, one of the two is gonna catch feelings. So I don't think they could be friends with benefits sexually. But I think there can be benefit with men and women.
You think so?
I think there can. I think there you can have I don't necessarily agree with this, but I think that it can happen. That's what I'm saying.
What can happen?
That somebody can have a friend that all they do with that friend is they have a sexual thing going on and that's it.
Okay.
That's it. Number one, you know why I say that?
Why?
Because I actually
tell me why you say that, Tamara.
I've seen it. I've seen somebody, two people, when I tell you they will never ever be in a relationship. They're not compatible in that way for a relationship, but they have like this sexual attraction toward each other. And when they're not having sex or, in that way, you see them, they're friends. They're cool. They joke. You know what I'm saying? They have other friends. They date other people, but they just have that thing when they come to each other, it's about sex and that's it. They will never be together. They will never get married. Now, I don't agree with that because that's just not the life that I live, but I'm just saying, I've seen it.
You know what? And to think about it, if I hadn't married my husband, he probably would be that friend for me.
But you would never catch feelings for him. Do you feel like you'll never catch?
That's a lie. I mean, we married. So no, but my thing is, because I've never seen it or
I've never seen it. Yeah.
Can I say I've ever been involved? Okay, let me say this. I've never seen it. And even I had a relationship like that where we were supposed to be friends because he knew I had a man. I knew he had whatever. This was prior to marriage, guys. let me clear that up. But it turned into my emotion and his too. It turned in a little bit more than just the sex.
Yeah.
It became complicated. So like I said, I feel like that typically always happens, even if it's unsaid. I think that sometimes that type of benefit, you know, I feel like it's complicated. It'll be complicated. It'll mess up
Yeah,
the friendship
absolutely.
because you're involving other things, you know.
That's a
And-
soul tie.
yeah, it is. You cannot get involved with somebody like that and not have
Intimately
a
like that.
spiritual connection, because sex was created and designed by the creator. Contrary to what we think about it, you know, we often sometimes think like, now you know, they say nothing but the you say nothing but the devil. I almost said it was so funny, it was so fitting here. But
Yeah.
but God created sex. So
Right.
with that being said, the way he designed it, there's always a spiritual connection, no matter, you know,
Yeah.
no matter what's going on. So
You know, I think that friends with benefits could work. Okay.
you know, you and Tamara is aggravating, but go
Listen,
ahead.
no, listen, let me tell you, and I'm gonna tell you why I think it would. One, you see it in the military all the time.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh, but
Okay,
somebody got
let's
some
be honest.
feelings somewhere.
These-
Somebody got some
these-
feelings.
These men and women can
Mhm.
literally have a spouse waiting for them on the shore, and they go out to Timbuktu, and that's not a real place, is it?
No.
I
Okay.
think it is. Timbuktu is
really?
a place.
Is it?
I think I
Okay,
heard
they
that.
go to Oz. I'll say that then, because I don't want to offend nobody in Timbuktu. So they go to Oz.
Girl, if they in Timbuktu having sex with somebody ain't they spouse, they need to be offended. But go ahead.
But they go to Oz and they messing around. Okay. Friends with benefits. They work together, they messing around, all this. They come back and they go their separate way.
Yeah.
Kim, you seen it on the boat? You seen it on the boat?
No,
Yeah, but there's always feelings involved though.
no.
there's
I'll tell you
always-
why.
In
That
some-
bubble is gonna
in
feel like
some.
I want more time and
That's what I'm
knowing
saying.
that they got a spouse at the house. You know what I mean?
Some
It's
of them,
feelings
some of them
involved.
are gonna be feelings involved. Some of them,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
there's so
Even-
much more. Like
Even if it's both, at least one of them gonna have some feelings. That's what I feel
Most
like.
men
men
have
probably
a
won't.
feeling. 'Cause
Yeah,
men,
probably.
when their sexual things that they
Yeah.
their sexual rendezvous have no emotional attachment most times.
Right.
It's
But the
just
women,
sex for them.
Mm,
I'm telling you, man, I've seen it, and I've seen it. You mentioned the boat. That's exactly where I've seen it.
I said most
Like,
of the time. Most of the
Yeah,
time
these
with me.
people. Yeah, these people were, both of them were married. Okay,
Ooh.
but when we were out, it was like they were married. But it was
but that's what I'm
Exactly.
saying. When you're married, you care about somebody, right? It's something drawing them together, not just the penis or the vagina.
that
It's
was
something
what
that
was
is
drawing
drawing
them
them.
together.
That
It was
emotion.
the sex that was drawing them together.
I guarantee you somebody was thinking about what they weren't getting from home, like the emotional part.
very
of it.
true.
You know what I
Very
mean?
true. Very
The
true.
emotional
Yep.
part that they're not receiving from home. Well, first
Yeah.
of all, I'm not physically home. And
Right.
then if something is going on at my home,
Right.
where when I'm there, I'm not even physically getting it. You know what I mean? So I
Right.
believe there has to be an emotional connection. There's something other than your penis, because I can get the penis anywhere. If I'm on the boat, I'm on the ship, I ain't got to just get it from you. But I
Agree.
choose you. I choose you, the person that I'm having this friends with benefits with. You get what I'm saying?
Mhm. I completely
I believe
understand.
that
That-
there's some
So you're
feelings
saying,
in that.
Kim, you don't believe in just a physical attraction?
I believe that if you have a physical attraction more than 1 or 2 times, that somebody's emotions, somebody's feelings is gonna
Yes.
arise. You
And
know, they're
come-
gonna feel like I'm gonna keep going back to you for some reason, not just for because you got a penis. You get what I'm
Well,
saying?
you don't
Get it
you don't believe that you have some women that are just as callous as men? Because
Oh,
I know there's some
yeah,
women.
Yeah.
They
I absolutely
act
do.
like they think like men. They don't. There's some
Yeah.
women that can have sex with men and don't have no strings attached.
Right. But I bet you that man have feelings.
Yes, he
You
does.
get what I'm saying? So
Yes,
the
he
man,
does.
just like the man can have feelings, the woman can have feelings too. I feel
Mhm.
like one of the two
Yeah.
will cave in. Maybe
Absolutely.
maybe not the first or the second time, like I said. But if I slept with you 5 times,
Yeah, and you know
Yeah.
what? I agree, Kim, to a certain extent. Even if it's like I said, even if it's
Even if it's-
unsaid, because
Yeah.
I got a family, I'm married, you married, this has been established. I think after maybe the first time, okay. it was
yeah,
just-
ma-
it was
maybe
just
not
one
in
of
the
them
beginning.
things, you know, we were away, you touched me
Yeah.
the wrong way, and I mean, I'm vulnerable and this, that, and then boom, I'm
Everybody
itching, you
vulnerable.
scratched it, you know.
Children are vulnerable. Dogs and animals are vulnerable. Babies
I
are
mean,
vulnerable.
I
Grown men that be sitting up there messing around with somebody on things is
But
trash.
I'm saying people
Yeah.
put themselves, listen,
Yes.
when they are away, people put themselves in
Right.
predicaments that they should not be in.
Right.
Okay, so
right.
first off, you shouldn't even be in that predicament where
Prevention, Brother John.
where you at a place where, no, where you at a place where if you slightly breathe on me, my nipples get hard, and now I'm
Right,
like,
you
ooh.
ain't you in the wrong spot.
Right. Come on now.
Why,
I got you. I feel what you're saying.
why you that close to my nipples? And I'm like, ooh, I felt that. Like, my whole
Okay, so y'all don't believe in friends with benefits in that way with sexual
But my
benefits.
thing is, no, I'm thinking at some point though. Think about
Some
it.
point.
At some point, we having sex every weekend,
Yeah, something.
and it's good sex at that.
Yeah, and if it's good,
I'm
that's
like, come on, I need to reevaluate because I want to do this on Wednesday night, and I can't get to this on Wednesday.
Come on now. It's some
At
feelings
some
don't
point, especially if you're married, you know, at some point, what, like I said, even if it's unsaid, I feel like somebody, you can't be messing with nobody that long because
Not
it's
have no
because
time.
of the way it was created, because of the way it was designed. God
Mhm.
created it. So
Mhm.
you're emotionally tied because that's the way he created it when you start having sex with people. That's why people crazy. That's why the women that think they having sex with people ain't got no ties. They got all kind of stuff going on with them, and they trying to fulfill all kind of voids because it's a spiritual thing.
That's true. Yeah.
Because think
A
about
soul
it.
tie.
You know how, speaking of the soul tie thing, you know how they say, and I don't know if you guys have ever heard this, but they'll say, you never forget your first.
You don't.
You know what I mean? You never forget the first person
I'm
that you were
married.
intimate with.
I'm married to my first.
Congratulations.
Almost.
That's
Oh, shade tree. But go
Oh,
ahead.
not to you, to my first. I was flipping my mind. Anyway, go ahead.
Shade tree.
But that's and I remember when I was in school, I would have friends that they would break up with the guy would go off and date somebody else, but they just could not, even if they went to date other people, they always found themselves back to one another. And it's because of the fact of them kind of having that interchanging
Soul tie.
Yes, that soul tie. It went beyond just a physical thing. So though I think friends with benefits can anybody can, you totally could be friends with benefits, hands down. But the longevity of it working,
Right.
I think where, like she
It's
said, that
complicated.
it could stay a kind of business relationship. At the end of the day,
We
even
gotta
if you
cut
don't
this
want to
business off.
admit it, there's some part of you that's like, man,
Like I said,
So good.
because let me tell you why. Because when people decide to when people decide to get with friends with benefits and things of that nature, and if they are with someone on the outside, then they shake up and cause issues and arguments, start treating the person that they were originally with like crap and trash and stuff like that.
Yeah.
If this is just a simple friends with benefits situation and there's no emotions involved, then why do you need to mess up here
Yeah.
to have the reason as to why you're continuing here? Does that make sense?
Yeah,
It
absolutely.
You
makes
know what I
perfect
mean?
sense.
So that's why I think that though it can work, there is no way you can get out of this. I don't care, even if you say, no, it ain't like that. Like we won't be able to be together. We won't be. There's still that little part of study that's like, man, well, if we don't have to look at each other every day, but like we just roommates and we live together, maybe we can make it work. Maybe we can try. Maybe if I don't do this and they do that because our personalities match, maybe we can try. Because somebody will always be trying to convince the other individual to take it further. I'm going to, because before we got there, I'm listening to everything that you've said to me about why we're in this situation together. Like you were saying, Kim, about.
I was going to say, but think about the conversations, like with let's use her friends, for example, or the people that she knows, that both of them are married, but when they're together. Like, think about some of
I know a few. I know ones that are married and ones that are not.
But think about the things that have to be said. I mean,
Yes.
I mean,
To justify.
but check this out. To go back, if it's that good, okay.
I'm thinking about it already.
And I don't want to do it. I don't want. Here,
I said she thought about it already.
Good. You think
But my
about it
thing
on a
is,
regular
I don't
basis.
want to put us in this predicament, but go back to some of your friends
Yeah.
with benefits time. Have you ever, or those times you have, has it ever, was it just really no words spoken, just hey baby, how you doing? Boom, boom, boom. She said throw it back, then bow. No, it wasn't that. It was
I think this is what I think. I think for me, I
Yes.
can't do that. For me, if I have sex with you, I'm definitely gonna catch some kind of feelings or whatever. I can't do that. But I'm telling you, I know women. There's not a lot of them, but I know women that could be. You know how we know a lot of men that can have sex with a woman and there's no strings attached, right? It's just that they get that relief and that's all they wanted, and they could still say, "Oh, I love my wife," but they, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. But I'm telling you, I know some women that are the same way. They can be like, okay, well,
Women can be that way.
but and that not
And do it
negating
better.
the fact of what sex is. Yes, we know sex is the energy exchanger, because sex is the word sex is an acronym that means something about a synergy, energy exchange or something. That's where the word sex, if you look it up, the word sex is an acronym. It is a soul tie. And some people may think, well, there's no soul tie, but they can go on and, but some women can just do that. And, like the ones that I know that were married, that both were married. When I tell you, when we were on deployment, it was them. They were having sex with each other. You know what I'm saying? They didn't act like they were married or they were together, but we knew because we knew them. You know what I'm saying? We knew that they were sleeping with each other. You know what I'm saying? And then I knew another set that neither one of them were married, but they would not say we were in a relationship. All they did was have sex. That was it. You know what I'm saying? They would be cool or whatever. She would date other people. He would date other people, but they would have sex with each other. They were having sex with other people, but they always gravitated back to each other, but they would never agree to a relationship. I've seen it happen. I can't do it. I don't have it in me.
Can you guys explain what a soul tie is? Because I know we use it a lot and some people may not know what it is, and it's good to educate people that are interested in why they keep saying soul tie. Why is that a big deal? I'm just sleeping with them. You know what I mean? Like, why? Can y'all explain why is it so easy
what is your
to have
soul,
a friend with benefit?
Yeah. So okay, first off, what's your soul comprised of?
Your will, your intellect,
your emotion, and your intellect. Yeah.
Okay, so that's what your soul is comprised of. Your feeler, thinker, chooser, toucher is all about your physical, right? Well, a soul tie is simply you being spiritually or you being connected with all of those things to another person. There is no way you can be that intimate with a person and not have that type of connection. Right. So that type of binding. And what happened is now, so biblical days, the way that you solidified a marriage, it wasn't about paper.
Right.
It wasn't about going to the courthouse. It wasn't about standing before anybody. It was about that virgin, better have been a virgin.
Consummation, yeah.
And the way that a marriage is solidified is by what Tamara just said. You have to consummate the marriage, and that's by sex, of course. And what happened is the woman had better been a virgin, and she bleed on that blood-stained banner. The man come out and he wave it and say, "Oh, it's over. She mine. She belongs to me," because they've had sex. So that's the way God saw marriage. Okay, that's the way He created, ordained, established for you to be married. So what happened is spiritually, when you go,
you done married all these people.
You're pretty much tied.
Yes, soul ties.
You're tied up to them. You're tied to them because now you have married them, because that's the way it's set up. So you're tied to them. So now not only are you tied to your whoever your wife is, because you're sex with them. Because see, people don't see sex on a spiritual level no more. Sex is solely physical.
Purely physical.
But regardless of the way they see it, it has nothing.
It doesn't change what it is.
In the spiritual, and now you're wondering why you never had this problem. You've never been crazy, but Jack is crazy as a cookie bug, and you wonder why now you're trying to kill people, and you never wanted to kill people before. But Jack always thought about killing.
Suicidal stuff.
I just use that as an example. So as far as tied, you're tired. And even with that, you wonder why you always, she said it best. She said, they don't want nothing. They don't want nothing for nobody. They date, they have sex with other people, but they always gravitate back to each other.
Yeah.
If something isn't like severely severed, you're gonna find yourself, if you sexing somebody, you're gonna find, how many people y'all done been in a relationship with, it's been hard. They done cheated on you and everything. It's still hard for you to let them go because you're tied to them. They have to do things multiple
Break it,
times.
Lord.
You know, they have to do things multiple times for you to get to the point where you like, okay,
I'm
I
done.
can't do this.
Yeah.
I'm over it. Because
Exactly. And that
there's
is
a
done.
tie there. You know, regardless of what is said and how it's made, you know,
Have to sever those ties.
and that's why people can't forget their first time. My very first time house on the couch in your mama's bedroom. Remember?
I think it was very important that we explain to people that are watching what it is to have a soul tie or to create a soul tie. Because if you are in a relationship or friends with benefit, and it ain't even got to be friends with benefit, it could be a boyfriend, a girlfriend, somebody who you're not married to. You just created a soul tie. Because if you don't marry them, guess what? You're gonna take that soul tie if you don't sever it, you know.
Yes.
And stuff like that. You can take that
right into the next relationship.
Right. And then you got another soul tie, and it goes over and over and over again. So all my Navy people out there,
talk to him.
You tied up.
Talk to him.
And then, Kim, tell
Your
him.
host.
And if Tim a hoe, and he just slept with Mary, Susie, Jane, Gertrude, and Geraldine. He just slept with all the. He reached back.
All of them.
He reached back with Gertrude and Geraldine.
Them the most experienced.
They sound seasoned.
They name sound seasoned, exactly. So they the most experienced.
Okay, so he didn't slept with them, right? He didn't came over here and slept with you. Now you didn't slept with Susan,
come on,
Pam.
Come on, break it down. Break it down.
And Geraldine. You didn't slept with so
tied up.
So you tied to all them. You tied to all them.
Yeah.
And the only way you can get free from those ties, those soul ties, is through the blood of Jesus Christ. Okay. Okay. Because let me tell you, I was tied too. I was tied too. But I'm telling you, this day where I'm sitting here right now, I am free.
Hey,
okay. For
praise
real.
the Lord.
All right.
Yeah, for real. Understand that getting tied up to people like that, it brings about other problems that you don't even realize you have. Like she was saying, depression, suicidal. You ain't never thought like this. Your parents ain't teach you. You ain't seen nothing traumatic in your childhood. It's when you start giving that body away, you know, and getting connected with people that have been through traumatic stuff or have, you know, just life, you know. So I just encourage people to think about that before they enter into these relationships.
Yes.
That will create problems for the future.
I never thought about burning no house down. Now all of a sudden you trying to calculate.
I'm about to say when she was saying, you know, suicide, I was like, well, I never thought about that, but thank God that you did away. But it's some people who
I'm just saying, some people
never thought about killing nobody. Like you trying to figure out how you trying to kill somebody. Like,
right. Homicide, whatever, suicide.
So that must have been some. That must have been some good dingling. Have you want to kill somebody, right?
Come on.
I've been at a place where I was like, well, should I kill her or should I not?
No, come on now. Like,
no. When I step to her, am I gonna choke her till she don't breathe no more? Or am I
God? So I gonna let her live.
So I have been in a place where I'm like, should I just
not? Oh yeah, I've had yeah.
I have too, child.
I had to think, I'm like, oh, was that you thinking like that? You know what I mean? Because it's not worth it. It's not worth it.
Child, just trash, child.
It's really sad to say though. It is a norm on ship life. You're out there 6 months at a time away from your family, and not to discourage those military wives and people that are home. Everybody's not like that, but it's easy to get into that lifestyle when you're out there. So just constantly talk to your spouse, constantly communicate, tell them what you're feeling, and you know why you're feeling that way, because just like you're feeling that way, they could be feeling that way too. You know.
You know what though? Sex now is so casual. Sex now is just like saying, "Hey, how you doing?" You know what I'm saying? Right? And like majority of people are not thinking that when you meet somebody, you know what I'm saying, they potentially date somebody and, you know, go into a majority of people are not thinking that they don't want to have sex until they get married. Majority of people, they want to, right? They want to, that's a part of the vetting process. People are using sex to vet people. But like, okay, well.
I heard somebody say, how you gonna know if you want to drive the car if you never test drive? And that
I'm not no car.
No,
but that I've heard that as well.
But they say you got to test drive it to know if it works, if you're gonna
or live with them before you marry them.
You know,
that's true.
That's why said
people, like you said, you remember how one night stands used to be a thing, like, oh, it was a one night stand, They looking for that now. That's the thing. Like when they go out, people are open to sleep with somebody. Like it ain't like it used to be. It's like, okay, I'm going out to get some. That's why I'm going out tonight.
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you this. So then do you think that it is, because it would be a very smart one, a trick of the enemy since God ordained marriage?
Absolutely.
And since God ordained marriage and the sacredness of marriage, if I could make you think that, and not saying that everybody wants to get, I get that. I'm not saying that everybody got to sit up here and 90-day fiance. Okay. I get it. And marriage ain't for everybody, but I'm just saying, looking at it from if I want to destroy everything that was good, that someone was trying to build. And I know that marriage is something that they created for the sole purpose of having that connection and things of that nature. And now, like Tamara said, it's just callous, where you got apps where literally I can swipe and say, you look like a Monday night. Let's meet up.
Yeah.
And there's no sense of, this is a spiritual transaction. This is a spiritual transaction that we are having. And so then you can riddle a person up spiritually with thoughts of suicide, thoughts of depression, thoughts.
It ain't nothing but the damned devil. Ave. Okay. Just gotta throw that in there.
I can't, you throw it on in there, then, friend. But let me tell you this. We live in a world like right now. There is nothing.
I love it.
I hate to say it, but I don't care how much we put in God we trust on our money. There is nothing. There's nothing spiritual. Well, I'm not gonna say spiritual, but there's nothing. What's the word? Like this world that we're in, they're so far from God's value.
Yes.
And it's nothing
wholehearted.
That this world is so far away. The Bible says it grows dimmer and dimmer, darker and darker as the day. That we have stepped so far away from God's plan for us as a nation, a world, whatever.
Yes.
So, girl, what is it, Tamara? Ain't nothing but what now?
It ain't nothing but the damned devil.
Y'all heard it.
Okay, so we know that sex is so amazing, but friends with benefits is not. Okay.
There you go.
So thank you again for watching, but please remember to like, share, and subscribe, and hit that little bell notification boost so you can be notified when we post another video, because it's just getting better and better, honey. We like wine.
Yes.
All right, y'all. Until next time. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Talking